Good morning, curling fans. Brent Lang here inside the Beaudry Curling Club as we get closer to the end of the week here at the Everest Curling Club Championships. We've got more playoff action for you today. We've got a ladies game as our feature matchup. We've got Team Northern Ontario, not to lie, no it's not a lie, Team Northern Ontario versus Team Nova Scotia. The winner of this game will move on to the semifinals. The loser will have one more life to earn a spot in the semifinals. So we've got 8 teams still alive on the men's side, 8 teams still alive on the ladies' side. A couple of elimination games this morning. It is a double knockout to the semifinals. And then once you get to the semifinal, you need to win 2 games to become Canadian champions. So we'll bring you the action today. We've got 3 draws today, 10 o'clock, 2:30, and 7 o'clock. And then I believe 2 more draws tomorrow. So lots of action. Nova Scotia has the hammer in the first end. I believe that was by way of a better round robin record, because I did not see them draw the button. So Taylor Sopchuk, the lead for Team Northern Ontario. They come from the Fort Frances Community Centre in Fort Frances, Ontario. And we got a center guard right off the hop here. First look at both of these teams for me, and I know they've both obviously done well. They're in the playoffs, and they won their first game last night to give themselves this kind of extra life and a chance to get to the semifinals.
Line's pretty good. 7, 6. Line's nice. Go Abby. Okay, Julie's rock. Line's good. Line's good. 7. Okay, needs to finish still.
Want this one fully buried, top 4.
Right over. Don't want it deep though.
I don't want it behind the tee line for sure.
That's okay. Good judge, girls.
Calling for the freeze here, taking lots of ice. The ice has been fantastic all week. Lots of curl, speed's holding up. Does slow down a little bit later in the game, but that's pretty normal. Just want to lock this one right on the button. Team Nova Scotia did sweep that one a hair too far, but this one looks a little strong. Line's good though, pretty good. Shot from Taylor Sopchuk. Same kind of thing, want to bump this back maybe a little bit, and just the key is getting the shooter in front of shot rock here. You want the shooter to end up on the top of the button. My notes are letting me down again. I'm going to say this is Kathleen Porter, but her jersey says Connor, so I think she got married. Her husband's Kyle, so she says she's got a husband. This one needs to finish because it's going to bump this right onto the back yellow, and you can see the speed is good. The angles aren't the best. Hard to remove that red one. It's kind of sandwiched in between the 2 yellows. And Kim Beaudry recognizes that, so she's going to ask her daughter Victoria to guard it up. It's the first time they've played competitive together, is what I'm hearing from the fans beside me. Pretty cool to see that. Probably having a fantastic week. Not just on the ice, but off the ice. This one looks pretty strong though. Anything but heavy here. Don't want to bump this yellow. This is going to slide by everything, I think. An unforced error. So Nova Scotia's got to figure out, how do we get this sandwiched red one out of there? I think we got to bump again and lose that back one.
I like a little tap. Just back line.
Yeah, I think this makes a lot of sense. Try and save all 3 yellows, but even if you kill the back one, not a huge deal. Abby Miller. I think we've got a couple of lefties on this Nova Scotia team. This one is a bit of a crossfire. Got this one going at the guard early. Can they hold it?
Really hard.
This might get by the guard and.
Okay, wick the front. Roll it off.
Yeah,
That's fine. That's not bad, Abby.
at least opens up the red one. And it's just a little bit light there. It was tight and light. not a great combination. And Northern Ontario is going to stick with the guard. Could play a nose hit, kill both yellows, but then there's 2 corner guards, so see if Victoria can make the speed adjustment here and throw about a halfway guard. The ice is the fastest in the first end or two. Generally, the mistake on draws has been heavy this week, all across the board. So we do have 6 sheets in action again today. Try and give you a bit of an update on what's going on because it is getting down to it. That's a better guard. Good speed there, and they can see the yellow though, so there's a room for the bump. Yellow should be shot if this is made properly. Red will probably be second, but Abby just needs to increase the speed on this one a bit. Better line this time for sure. Abby's a probation officer for Department of Justice. This one might be light too. Losing the line here, gonna cross face a little bit, but
Okay, it was a good throw, Abby.
just a shade light, I would say. So it was on the right line. And Northern Ontario just gonna stick with the guards. It's getting a little bit dicey in there. 3 yellows with the hammer in Nova Scotia. I know they're not shot rock. Barb in her bio says she's been happily retired since January of 2023. Congratulations, Barb. And she played in the 2019 Everest Canadian Seniors. So seeing a lot of returnees to this event. This one looks good. So what's the solution here for Nova Scotia? Probably going to clear up the front a little bit for now. If they can, they don't want to kill that left yellow one as we're looking at it, because eventually that can be run in there.
Like to clear couple.
Kind of tricky though.
See if we can get there. Peel.
Which turn went here? Which, going this way? Thank you.
Peel weight, maybe tick the first one or hit this, just kind of right in the pocket, right in the crotch here, and see if they can get some spin. That is not Barb Roy, third for Northern Ontario.
Close, curl, straight, 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 straight.
That's Julie McAvoy, third for, she get 2.
Nice try.
Just made a big move there and changed the color, which is helpful, but Northern Ontario still lying 1 behind a wall of granite. But I would be worried about this rock right here if I was Northern Ontario. That can be raised in later or soon.
Same weight should still be good, eh? You know, we didn't play out there a lot.
So guarding the guards, I think. Probably want this one nice and high. Sweepers jumped on it right away, and this one's really curling, which tells me it might be a little light. When it curls early, the speed comes off in a big way. Can they get it over?
Get it over. Come on. Keep it
I think this is going to be all for naught. Just.
Good try.
Get both of these.
Oh.
Same weight, Julie.
She wants a double peel.
So this one, not only can she get both, keep an eye on where this yellow one goes. It's going to go off the back of the red and then spin that direction. This could end up really changing things in the house, but they got to sweep that. That's over curling. Got to hold this one. A little tick on the red and watch the, oh, didn't get it again. Oh, and actually made the angles a little bit worse. And killed their angle raise that I wanted to save. You can see this one just over curled. It's going to just miss that red. If that had feathered that red, it would have come straight back into the pile. That 1/16 of an inch is all the difference. But now they've got the angle raise on the other side, right here, this guy. That can come in to pick that red one out. Bit of a, not a bit, a very difficult shot, but high risk, high reward. Northern Ontario's got to try and guard the middle here first.
No.
So as I mentioned, the winner of this game goes straight to the semifinals. Loser will fall to a last chance game to get to the semifinal. I think it's a little bit heavy here. Let's skip Kim Beaudry. Looking for a bit of an audible if it's a little bit heavy. Speed doesn't look too bad though. I think this is pretty good. Call that kind of right where you want it. It's perfect. So is Michelle Armstrong going to run that back?
You could try that one or this now. But
I kind of like playing the yellow one now. Like
This one?
if they make the double peel, I just still don't see how you get the red one out.
Like hit a little high side here.
The red double, sure.
yeah,
Okay. So they're finishing a bit, eh?
yeah.
And if it hangs and you make the double peel, at least it opens the pick. They have to guard it. Pick on the red. Northern Ontario will have to guard it, and then Michelle sees that wide yellow one, I think.
There's also that yellow run.
Yeah, there she goes. She just mentioned that one.
We'll try and peel both the reds right now.
Okay.
So wants to make sure she has 2 shots so that Northern Ontario can't take them both away. Knowing at this point that it's going to be a very difficult shot, but it's going to be for lots of points. 2, 3, maybe even 4. This is floated though. I think this is big trouble. I don't think this is going to get anything. Just tick it. And a break there for Northern Ontario.
There's nothing else really to do.
They're going to leave this yellow one. That's ice just to kind of guard the middle. I guess they're guarding this red one here straight back. That red goes there, that there for 3. For my money, this one here in there is a much easier shot. And it's yours coming in instead of the opponent's. So I'm not sure that's what she's guarding, but that's my best guess. So Michelle Armstrong standing back there trying not to look too excited, thinking they're not taking away the shot that I wanted to play. We already know that's what she wants to play. Only because she said it. This is the game of lefties. There's lefties everywhere. What's going on here?
Line's good.
Maybe my monitor's backwards.
We're gonna come on to that one. Yep. No. No.
So this is fine. I don't think that I don't think she's going to play anything in the middle.
Okay.
Unless you line that up perfect. Which it's not quite, but it's not far off. You see this red here. If you drew a line right through it, it's awfully close to picking that red one out.
Same weight, Julie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think less ice?
Yeah.
So angle raise for, well, up to 4 potentially if it's hit perfect. I don't know how hard she's throwing it. Most times this would only be for 3, I think.
Yeah, same weight.
Kind of hard to get 2. It's probably either going to be 3 because the shooter either sticks and you kill the back one maybe, or you pick it clean and you get 3. So it's either going to be a multiple score for Nova Scotia or a steal for Northern Ontario. They've been guarding the whole end. Here we go. Michelle Armstrong, last shot, first end. Floated that one again. It's trying to curl, but I don't think it's going to get there. And this is going to be a steal of 1 for Team Northern Ontario, and a deep breath as we go to the second end. 1-0 for Team Northern Ontario. We'll be right back.
I love that curling is a team sport, that we're able to travel the world with friends and family and experience the journey with fans as well. The sport demands so much, whether it's fine motor skills or both physically and mentally taxing. it's just a fun social sport that you're able to kind of make an extended family all over the world.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
This is it. It all comes down to this rock. The hours in the gym, the weeks away from my family. This is what I've been training for. And all those voices trying to tear me down, I'm here to silence them. We've given everything we have for a chance to get everything we want.
Welcome back to the Everest Curling Club Championships, Barrie, Ontario. And not a wild first end, but an interesting one. Team Northern Ontario deciding we got shot rock early in a good spot. We're going to guard it the whole end. In my experience, that doesn't work very often, but it did this time, and it's 1-0 Northern Ontario.
Julie's rock! Julie's!
With that in mind, Northern Ontario lead Taylor Sobchuk threw her first one into the 4-foot. Now we got the corner guard from Nova Scotia. And Team Northern Ontario calling this top 12, maybe because it's behind the tee line. If that's in front of the tee line, I think they'd probably guard that, but. Updates around the world here. So this is the one game that gets one of the ladies teams to the semifinal.
Right to it.
The other game that would get somebody directly there is at 2:30 today, because Ontario is waiting for the winner of Newfoundland and PEI, who are playing now. So we had 4 men's games and 4 ladies games that need to happen on 6 sheets. So I'm not a mathematician, but I think that's why there's overlap. There's not enough to get that all done at once. So there are some games that need to be played right now. Newfoundland playing PEI, and the Ontario ladies team waiting for that winner, and the winner of that game will go to the semi.
I think I prefer the hit and roll.
And then Saskatchewan and Quebec out there right now on the ladies' side, and the loser will be out.
Okay.
And the winner will live to fight another day and try and earn that spot in the semifinals. So
Doesn't look a lot for the roll, but okay. We'll see. I trust her.
hit and roll, important to save the shooter here. Be great to make that roll behind the corner. The nose hit also makes the double. That wouldn't be bad. Good looking throw. I'm right behind the sheet here, and this one is curling a bit on Abby though, but
It's fine. Good sweeping.
good result. Over curled a little bit, but
Like this?
hitting and staying, as I said, was kind of mission number 1. So keep asking Victoria here to hit and stay again. Want to make sure you hit this one on the broom side. Any over curl, you could jam it on the back red one. Well, it looked a little tight to me. This could be trouble. Can they hold it? It's a great sweep. Will the red hold on to lie 2? I don't know. You can see Victoria's just a little tight on release here, but the sweeper's right out of the hand, held it enough so at least it didn't jam to stay. I think the red rolled out, and Nova Scotia switching to the come around. Love this call. Got the come around and one now back there that's kind of jammable. Like I said earlier, feeling like I'm at the World Left-Hander Championship, which takes place at the Oakville Curling Club. Very exclusive place. I can't play there because I can't do anything left-handed. This is super tight to the guard. I think this is going to rub. And it was a little heavy, so I would suggest maybe a little bit soft on release. Got that one going a little bit towards the target rather than towards the broom. Victoria just trying to probably hit this one on the nose, probably leave an easy double back, but keeping Nova Scotia away from that corner guard is probably mission number 1 for Northern Ontario at the moment.
That's good.
Pretty good. I don't imagine Nova Scotia can ignore both of those.
Yeah.
I mean, she could, but she would be drawn around for 3rd shot, so. The other option is the crotch double.
That's more than I had, so it should be good.
And then on the next one, you'd be able to come around because Northern Ontario would surely hit that. Abby Miller, spouse Jody, and kids Georgia, Hudson, and stepdaughter Ireland at home. Hopefully watching, or maybe they're here actually. There's a lot of family here, which is awesome to see. Will it hang on? Not quite. Good effort though.
Yeah, I think the weight was pretty good.
And now will Northern Ontario split the rings, draw the button, draw around the red one, okay. See if Barb can nail the weight here. This will leave a double, but again, play away from that corner guard. They haven't touched it. Looks like they think it's heavy.
Oh, it's there,
Yeah, I don't know if you want this one to get by. It might be back 8. Yeah, pretty good. A little separation and decision time for Nova Scotia. Do you follow that down and freeze? That would be awfully good.
No, we gotta hit. I think we hit the high one.
Or he knows on that one, or hit and roll, yep. I don't think Michelle's wrong.
Do you want the big roll? We can.
But right away, Julie said, no, you got to hit the high one. So when your third says that, they're just maybe not feeling the draw, or for whatever reason, don't want to throw it. Julie was the 5th player at the 2017 Scotties Tournament of Hearts. Got into a few games, she said. And that one was definitely turned inside. Got to go hard just to get a piece, I think.
Okay, Julie.
Just seeing some over curls early. See if the teams can make some adjustments. A lot of sweeping early too. As a fellow front ender, you don't love to see that early in the game. Save me for later. So similar shot for Barb. This time just want it top 12 instead of back 8. Same line though. Nice chance to get a look at her rocks. Make sure they're good. Oof. Bit of an update for you in the Ontario-Alberta men's game. The winner of that goes to the semifinal, and Ontario has 1 foot into the semifinal after one end. They got 5 in the first end.
Yeah, she called it 10, right?
Ouch.
She did. Yeah, I think it was.
Do you like freeze now?
I think so.
We can play this.
Yeah, that's fine.
If we roll, we're way behind.
Sure. Yep.
I don't mind the nose.
Nose is pretty good. Stay in front of the red one. It will jam the red, but then they'll have the same problem to deal with.
Nose with just a 10.
There is a double as well. Hair on the high side or a hair on the low side, but tough to stick around, especially on the low side. And the high side is the broom side, wherever the broom is, the target, and the low side is opposite side of that. Looks pretty close. Perfect.
Good shot.
Nice double there. You can see just cross the face a little bit, hit it a little on the low side. Made the double with no problem, stayed in the 4 foot, and good chance for a blank now by the looks of it. You heard Kim say just nose it, hit and stay. Very important to stay here though. If you roll out, Team Nova Scotia, Michelle Armstrong will very likely play the draw around the corner guard.
Yep.
This one looks to be on target.
Whoa, yep. We're good. That's good.
Good throw there from Kim and right on the money.
Get the roll over.
Yeah, let's turn you like.
This one, I think that's better
Where do
for
you
the
think?
roll. Yeah.
So now the opposite is true.
For the roll.
Because Northern Ontario only has 1 shot left, Nova Scotia would love to make the hit and roll behind the corner.
Here, girls.
Yeah.
But you can't roll out, because if you do, then Northern Ontario gets to go around the corner
Just didn't really, so.
and maybe force you to 1, which isn't terrible, but a blank is much better than that at this point.
Yeah. My hands are so sticky.
Sticky hands are not good. You don't want your hand to stick to the handle, and you don't want to put anything sticky on the bottom of the rock. That'd be real bad.
You got it, Michelle.
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
Yes.
Hard.
It's close. I think it's going to overcurl a little bit, but going to stay. And
Good row. Good sweeping there.
now Northern Ontario can take a shot at the roll, because even if you roll out, it's a blank. Depending, though. I mean, I don't think that very many of these teams know their competition all that well. Remembering that this is the curling club championships, so most of these teams don't travel too far to curl. A lot of them don't travel anywhere. They go to their local club, and that's kind of the idea. Most of the stuff you watch on streaming and on TV, it's teams that play each other almost all the time, even though it might be Switzerland versus USA. They do play each other a ton at all the tour events around the world. Somebody's invading my space. I think I'm going to have a commentator joining me here shortly. This one's close. Will it stick around? No, and we're going to have a blank end here, unless Michelle really surprises me and draws for one.
She's not, though. She's not. That red one's in.
Let's just throwing it through.
Oh, that
Blank it. It's not.
Okay, we can tell. I think it was to me.
Oh, Julie, make sure that's not anywhere close, right? That's not on, right?
Is the red on?
I don't think it's anywhere close.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Yeah, you can't hear out there. It's a bit of an echo chamber.
We'll throw it away.
I'm quite certain that back one is out.
I guess so.
And we've got a blank end in the second. Nova Scotia will take the hammer to the third end. Down 1-0. We'll be back after a quick break.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on the ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
From cash spiels to Grand Slams, club competitions to world championships, there's a lot to keep up with on the pebbled ice. Stay up to date with the Hardline Curling Show, your weekly source for everything curling, with the latest event results, breaking news, interviews with players, executives, and insiders, plus behind-the-scenes access you won't get anywhere else. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube. Make sure you don't miss a thing.
Welcome back to the third end action at the Everest Curling Club Championships from Barrie, Ontario, the Barrie Curling Club. I'm Brent Lang, bringing the action all week, and my favorite curler of all time has joined us.
Oh, you have to say that.
We've got Jennifer Jones in the booth for this morning's game, which begs the question, who's taking care of our kids?
I've got that covered, don't worry.
Okay, good.
I'm a little late because I had to get them breakfast. My apologies.
Okay. So we've got a 1-0 game here, Jen. It's been, the first end was rocks everywhere, and Northern Ontario just kind of guarded one in there the whole time, and Nova Scotia couldn't come up with the big angle raise at the end for 3 or 4. And then the second end was pretty wide open. We ended up with a blank, so Nova Scotia with the hammer. The winner of this game goes on to the semifinals. The loser,
I love playoffs. It's exciting.
It is exciting. And we're not sure. I decided these are qualification games. Are these playoffs? Because the playoffs are kind of the semifinals. I don't even know.
I don't know. You and I are old enough that we used to play in playoffs when it was really straightforward, so I'm not sure.
Exactly. It
I
took
think it's
me,
a qualification game.
I think so too. It took me till yesterday to even understand where the qualification games led. If you look online, it's like a labyrinth.
My philosophy is you just keep winning as much as possible, and then hopefully you're playing in the last game.
That's what I said. If you win every game, I think you'll be happy.
Yeah. Oh, look at this ice. Fabulous. The curl.
Yeah, lots of curl. It's been about 14.5 to 15 seconds and 4+ feet of curl, depending on the releases and how there's lots of different ideas out there. As you look over at the Alberta men's skip there, he throws about 10 rotations, so runs a little straighter, but lots of finish. Curlers have been raving about the ice all week, Jen.
What a sweep. They swept this from the moment she let it go. Didn't quite get it in for shot rock, but in a good position.
Top 4.
Nova Scotia can't remove any of those, well, the guard anyway. It's touching the center line and it's in the free guard zone. So with that yellow one behind the tee line, I think Michelle understands that somebody's going to get there. It should be us first.
These are always tricky because you can't rub off because you could set up a double. You can't be deep because you'll set up a pocket. You can't be short, so it has to be made.
This is why we play front end. Normally we don't have these have to be mades. We got a bigger margin for error, but every now and again it's just has to be made. No tolerance.
They got to get this by.
Good sweeping, girls.
That worked out very well. The double is still available though. It's very tight to get by that red stone in the house to flip the yellow stone at the back.
So Victoria Beaudry, it's Mom Kim holding the broom for Victoria. Right out of her hand, we've seen the miss pretty much all week, Jen, has been over curl on this side of the sheet and under curl on the other side of the sheet. But I don't think any of the players listen to me because they seem to continue to do it. So nobody's watching this stream at the hotel.
Or they don't believe you.
Well, they can choose to not believe me. That's up to them.
Yep.
So now a chance for a double for Nova Scotia. Same kind of idea. Any kind of hit and stay here would be pretty good.
You could also play a come around because those stones are a little bit staggered.
Yeah, but you'd have to be crazy Jennifer Jones style to play that.
Worked for me.
This one's got some curling to do.
They got to stick around.
That's okay.
And unfortunately, by doing that, it's opened up the freeze on the outturn side, as you can see. That was the trouble with this double, is that you had to make it, or at least make sure you stuck around.
I think you could have played it with less weight and just make sure you kill one and stick around anywhere. And then at least this freeze, it's always going to be available, but it's going to be a little bit more risky. So see if Victoria can draw right to the button, frozen.
I think it's heavy, but this is curling. I think
this is the side that if it is heavy, it won't.
I don't know if you can make it curl.
Probably too late to carve it. Is it going to get there? Big break for Nova Scotia. Dodged a bit of a bullet there, and now they got to get one in there, don't they, Jen?
They sure do. You have to play the outturn, though.
I like coming the same way.
Oh, be careful. It's like 80% lefties in this game somehow.
Oh, sorry. Okay, my fault.
No, I don't. It's their fault. It's confusing. See? Outturn, just like you asked for.
I meant the other turn.
Yeah, I agree. I like the other side. Nova Scotia's been playing this side of the sheet all end.
No, and I understand you want to play what's similar or what's familiar to you, but if this does not get dead buried behind, you're still going to have that freeze opportunity for Northern Ontario.
Back four is no good. I would, yeah, sweep this past the yellow, but you want it to be second.
It will be.
Good communication and a good choice. They're not what they wanted, but Northern Ontario switching turns just for fun. I still think the other turn looks more natural for that freeze, but maybe thinking if we're a little heavy, we've got a freeze on the very back one. Barb Roy here, in turn. Bit of a Manitoba tuck delivery. I guess Fort Frances isn't far from Manitoba. Is Fort Frances Thunder Bay?
No.
Area? No?
Well, it's on the
This
in
one's
between.
out there. So it's even closer.
My dad grew up in Fort Frances.
Oh, right. I knew that. I was wondering why it sounded so familiar. That's got to stick.
Stays for second.
Okay. First draw, guys. 20? 20 to 25. Yeah, okay. Because I think, like, top
So good conversation there.
Yeah.
You hear Julie saying, okay, this is my first draw of the game, guys. What's the speed? Is it the same as, you know, all week, or what's my split? They picked a number, 20 to 25. See if she can nail it. Somebody's going to get one to the button here, and they're going to probably score this end, whoever does it first.
Keep it out there, Abby.
Where? Keep her going. Switch.
3, 4.
Go, 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 go.
I don't think you need to switch here. This is line's tight, if anything.
It's all about distance, this shot. It's not the...
That's okay. Good sweeping.
330.
It's going to force probably Northern Ontario to the other turn. This is a bit confusing. It probably, I guess you can get shot. This curls a lot, but there sure looks to be a lot more space on the other side to get to shot rock.
Yeah, and even if you're short, you have a really good angle to shot rock where you could promote your stone. This is looking like it's curling early, and they're going to really have to work this to get it by the guard.
Yep. Keep going. Go, go, go. Yeah, we're in.
Another,
It needs to curl.
no, it doesn't. Again, switching to make it curl when it's tight line. Sometimes watching TV just makes things more complicated, and that side's kind of blocked off pretty well now. The red is usable,
You think 20?
but I'm going to stick with whoever gets this to the top of the button first
All right. So if you
We'll score.
will score, and if it's Nova Scotia, it's looking like it might be a couple. But running out of time here. See if Julie McAvoy can make the adjustment here. Speed should be similar on this side. If anything, this side's been a little bit straighter and a little bit faster. Line looks awfully good if the weight's right.
back 4, back 8.
Uh-oh.
Bring it back then. Bring it back. 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 Bring it back.
Another unforced error. Communication's been good. The sweepers have known, and the skips have made the appropriate calls based on the weight. And both the skips are lefties, of course, because that happens all the time, almost never.
At least they can get a read off each other.
Right? So Kim Beaudry from Fort Frances Community Center, Fort Frances, Ontario here. Lefty in turn. Draw to the button. If it's made, Nova Scotia's going to have no way to get it out. Even if it's, like you said, Jen, even if this is kind of top 8 foot, half open.
Just can't be heavy.
Sweepers didn't think it was light because they haven't touched the ice with their brooms yet.
Yeah, I think you gotta go.
Line looks pretty good here. It's curling like the weight's good.
Yeah. Curl. Whoa, whoa.
The line's fine. Just get the speed right. Oh, here we go.
What a shot.
And you can see the problem for Nova Scotia. There's probably no draws. The perfectly judged again. The sweepers on both teams have judged them all really well. This is just the first one that was thrown with the weight that they can make it perfect for them.
Get to shot rock.
Yeah. Do we?
So maybe we just try and clear.
Yeah.
So Michelle's trying to figure out, could I draw? I think she could probably draw for one right now.
Yeah, and the problem with the clear you're talking about is everybody thinks, oh, let's clear the front to make sure I have a shot, but I'm not sure if you can actually
Then she just
make
puts one
anything
here.
good off
Yeah,
these
the
two
same
reds.
thing, right?
You can draw.
You can maybe get the triple if you
Yeah, I mean,
throw it
their
hard
draw's
enough.
there.
But then you're also forcing Northern Ontario to freeze again, and then you may give up
Clear these?
2.
It's just close if we can clear both.
I wouldn't want to jam.
Yeah.
No, we don't want to miss now.
You need to go after the triple. You need to try to get that red stone that we see at the top of the blue rings, at the top of the 12 foot.
Yeah.
You want that coming back onto the stone on the button.
It might be all we have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Set it up. Yeah.
Yep.
So we're going to play the draw. Bit of an offensive defensive shot, I think. I agree with you, Jen. If anything goes wrong in the middle and you leave that draw again, holy, you're going to give up. You're going to have no shot.
To try and get
You
shot.
think
but
that triple's there?
The triple, this one, like red thin
red.
into that, like that.
Yeah.
15 to 20.
It's there. It's super, super thin, and you got to throw it hard.
Just wasn't sure if there was enough space by the yellow. It's
I don't
hard
think
to-
there is enough space here to get this one going across and then back. No. So I think I like this. If you throw this with just T-line weight, and if you get to the nose and sweep it and bump it at the end, and I think with the lefty intern, I think there's a chance. That's, they think they're real light. This one's curling like it's really light. This is going to leave the come around again.
I don't think you want to curl.
No, you definitely don't.
Not a 320.
And so the exact same shot, and this is going to, if she makes this, this is going to be a steal of 2. Kim Beaudry just threw this exact shot. If she can replicate her exact throw, it will freeze right on the red one on the nose, lie 2, and I'm gonna need dynamite to get either one of them out. I think it's gonna be like no shot, automatic 2 steal.
Yeah, well, I don't see a shot. You could maybe try that yellow back.
Maybe you can run this one in and pick one of them off, but you got to be careful because that red one. Only took 8 minutes. She's already changing my teleprompter settings. I like the thick lines, not the thin ones.
Then you can't see the line.
I don't care. It's really easy for me to see what I'm doing. Plus, then you can't tell how shaky my hand is. Needs to curl. I think this one's a little light.
They tried very hard to get it there, but that really does solidify a steal of 1. You really can't take much risk on.
But with this thin line, maybe this is easier.
Probably not to the button.
Pick that one.
Might as well.
There's definitely no draw. This is a practice draw if that's what we're doing.
I would think
There is space to make that run, Jen. You can see here, this one can be
If you
thrown
ever
into
clip
there.
out your yellow, you're probably giving up 2.
Yep,
I don't think it's there.
risk reward.
We might as well get a nice practice draw in. Sure.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah.
Michelle knows this is a practice draw. We're going to have a 2-0 lead for Northern Ontario heading to the 4th end.
Way out here.
But a good chance to throw a wider draw and really solidify draw weight. Almost always in curling, the team that draws better wins. So final stone, 3rd end. Michelle Armstrong out turn, left-handed out turn draw to the tee line.
Easy. It's Abby's. Abby, yep.
The only way this would have worked is if you tried the old Team Sweden spinner, right? And get the T-line weight, and at the end it just comes sideways, like straight across. We're gonna wreck, and we got the steal of 1 for Northern Ontario, and 2-0 lead. We'll be right back in the 4th end with the action.
I love that curling is a team sport, that we're able to travel the world with friends and family and experience the journey with fans as well. The sport demands so much, whether it's fine motor skills or both physically and mentally taxing. And it's just a fun social sport that you're able to kind of make an extended family all over the world.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
Don't forget your brooms.
You got it.
Come on. Okay, well, what do you got? You got 1, you got 2, you got...
Just one little, please.
You make moments like these possible.
Hello and welcome back to the Everest Curling Club Championship. I'm Jennifer Jones, joined by Brent Lang. Actually, I'm joining Brent.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's my show. Don't crash the party.
And we're here in fourth hand action, and this qualification game must win for either one of these teams to move on in this playoff format.
Look around the rings here a little bit, and next door, Team Prince Edward Island continues to roll on the ladies' side. They're up 3-0 on Newfoundland and Labrador, and that is the game that the winner gets to play Ontario at 2:30, and then the winner of that game would go to the semifinal. Very similar to the game we're watching here. And then the elimination game out on the ice, Quebec up 2-0 playing the fourth end on Saskatchewan. The loser of that game is heading to the bar side of this sheet. They will, their week on the ice will end. That's the ladies' updates.
One more?
Men's side, oh, what a wild game. Ontario takes 5 in the first, gives up 2 in the second, and gives up a steal of 2 in the third. So it's 5-4 after 3 ends. That's a wild one. Winner of that goes straight to the semifinal. Quebec playing BC, that's the elimination game out there. Quebec up 3-0. BC was looking super strong the first 5 games this week, and then didn't have their best the last couple of games, and in trouble again early here.
Do you think they need more?
I don't think you need more.
And then New Brunswick playing against Nova Scotia. The winner of that will play Manitoba, who looked real strong last night. And that will be the winner of that game will go to the semi. And New Brunswick is up 2-1 playing the fourth end. So a tight game there. Nova Scotia with the hammer. Chance for a double on our sheet. Sweeping it like they want the roll instead, which is fine. This is real close. That's a great shot.
Nice shot.
Great roll. Once you get a rock behind those corner guards, those are hard. A hit and roll, I think, is probably one of the hardest shots in curling, and she made it beautifully. That guard can still not be removed from play. That Yellowstone in front of the Yellowstone in the house. So Northern Ontario forced to play a guard, and this is exactly what Nova Scotia needs. Lots of rocks in play. Opportunity to score multiple points.
It looked, and I kind of missed it, but it looked like she'd initially tapped in the rings here, Jen.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see.
No, I wasn't certain.
This is over curling, so they got to try to get this in the rings. It's not going to be guarding anything.
Switch. Keep it coming.
Oh, it's close. Right on the mountaintop, and does guard a piece of it.
Does, yep. Still accessible.
Little board or hat?
Just hack.
Yeah.
Hack weight. We're far enough into the end that if we wreck on the center guard, it doesn't go back.
If I whip the guard over.
Yeah, exactly.
So need to get the weight right here. Can't overthrow this and whistle by everything.
Where? Hack. Curl.
So Abby, unfortunately might have done what I said you can't do. Hopefully it's light enough to catch some late curl here, but this looks like big trouble. Chips it open at least, but I would suggest that's a good throw and just a hair too heavy.
Even if we do that. Yeah. This or this.
I would agree, and that's usually how most of those shots are missed, Brent, is heavy.
Thank you. I've been saying that all week, so
Oh, really?
I wasn't sure if
I'm
I was
making
right.
you look smart.
Now I know I'm right because you said it.
Yeah. Well, you told me that.
Well, I didn't create it. Glenn and Rich told me that.
Yeah, most of those hack weight shots, if you throw that board weight even, it just runs that much straighter. It's such a weight sensitive shot, and you're most of the time better off to be a little bit light than a little bit heavy. Now the opportunity here for a double. They're trying to, and it just did not work out. So still an opportunity for Nova Scotia to split the house, make a hit and stay on the shot stone.
Rolling away is okay.
I would actually almost even roll away. Looks a lot easier.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. So
Just board.
how many years until you're eligible for this and you can play with Bella and Skyla?
I don't even know.
No, I don't know the rules either. They're all different for every province, but I don't think you're eligible yet. That would be my guess.
No, I think I got a bit. But so do the girls. They need a little bit of
Still needs some
little bit
work.
of time, yeah.
This one's got a curl. This spot does curl though, as long as it's not super heavy, it'll come up here.
They need to stay. It should stay.
Yeah, great sweep there.
That one could have been an audible where you would have rolled away. Now there's an opportunity for Northern Ontario to roll behind the guard and make it very challenging for Nova Scotia.
So Barb probably with like a hack to board. There's plenty of curl here, so you don't have to be super light here to get the curl, but trying to pull this one over too. That guard's always in your eye on these little hack or board weight hit and rolls, and so a great opportunity for Nova Scotia now just to nose hit that, even roll a little wide side.
This is fine. This is good too.
Yeah, it's fine to roll towards the middle. It's just halfway back to the guard is not great, making the roll easier for Northern Ontario. That's their out. Northern Ontario is going to give up 2 here unless they can get one somehow behind that center guard, or Nova Scotia just hits and rolls out and gives them a big break.
And these shots seem so simple. It's just to hit and stay, but they're so crucial. We always said when we were curling, you have to make the simple ones.
They seem even easier now that I don't have to make them. From up here, they seem really easy.
It's not that easy. This really needs to stay, and I think it
Perfect.
will. Nice controlled weight.
So keep trying to roll to the center, as I said, unless Nova Scotia is going to miss an open hit. Somebody on Northern Ontario, whether it's going to be Barb or it's going to be Kim, are going to have to make a big hit and roll to get out of this, what looks to be ooh, that one's tight.
It looked like she slid a little tight and tried to get it back, and I think she was successful.
They're holding it. This is close.
And what's great about that shot is she didn't make the perfect roll, but she rolled pretty good, and now Team Nova Scotia is going to have to stay on that side of the sheet, so there should be a double available for Team Northern Ontario.
That's more than half buried, and she's calling board weight. I'd like to even almost see like just a back line on this.
You don't even have to remove it from the house.
Impossible, basically, to make anything here and not leave a double.
Unless you threw quieter weight.
And tried to get almost low, right? Like get tight to the guard and get right to the nose. This is tight to the guard. Got that part right. Curl, curl, curl. Pretty good. So yeah, just a little less weight on that line. That would have got right under the guard, hey?
Yeah, you could have almost got to the nose. The double is there, but it doesn't look like they're going to take it on, Brent.
Either way, which one's more comfortable for you? But
I would think she's going to take on the double. You could see more than half of that. It is, that guard's going to be in your eye though, and I know what she's thinking. Well, I think I know what she's thinking. You know, don't want to give up 3 here. We are up 2. If we give up 2, okay. But if I hit the guard here, but even if you did hit the guard, you'll have the double on your next one.
Good. Huh? Yeah, there is a double there. Yeah, that's what we're doing. I think, yeah, we're going to hit the one on the center. We'll hit the one in the center. Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, Mom, come on. Look, if you want to be the skip, you're going to have to make the hard shots. It's a fairly skinny double. I think she can see enough that she could actually miss it thick and roll across the top. I'm gonna hit probably about 1/3 of this. Be nice to stick the double, but if these yellows disappear, Team Northern Ontario will be quite happy with that outcome. And here we go. Kim Beaudry's first in the 4th end here with a 2-0 lead. This looks close. I don't know that you have to curl it. Clean, I think, is what you're looking for. That's perfect. That's how it's done.
Very well done. Now the question for Nova Scotia, do you hit or do you play that come around?
You got to draw, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Where's the ice?
Great shot there. Kim Beaudry, she didn't seem super convinced to play it when Barb kind of suggested it, but then went down and
nailed it.
Yeah, after daughter Victoria said, well, of course, Mom, we're playing the double, right? That applause is for Team PEI, really turning the screws on Team Newfoundland and Labrador, already up 3-0 and now lying 2 buried in the forefoot in the fourth end. I've not called one of their games, but every time I look over, they're winning, and not just winning by 1. So still a chance for the skips deuce here, Jen. This is why you get paid the big bucks.
And this is one where you definitely can't be heavy. You need to be full 8, top 8.
If you need to, it's Kathleen. T back 4. Okay,
This looks heavy.
You want to make sure it's buried, and now you got to get out of the forefoot.
Don't be back 4-foot or back button here.
You got to make sure you're deep enough that
Oh God.
there's room for 2.
Oh God.
Good sweeping.
Now all Nova Scotia or Northern Ontario, it's a question of, do you play the freeze or do you play hack weight? And they're going to play that freeze, and if they can freeze right on top, it's going to be a guaranteed steal. There might be an in-off actually off that red, but that will be very challenging.
So another big chance here. Last, and Kim Beaudry came up with the big freeze on her first. This time, needing it on her last. Any little mistake here, though, in Saskatchewan, I was looking at the Saskatchewan game. And Nova Scotia will have a chance, a potential too. Barb's saying a little tight on line, but sweeper's acting like it's quite heavy. This looks like back line, even almost hack.
Got a curl. Curl the touch. No, yeah, I know. We're not going to touch it. We're not going to touch it.
The line was pretty good, just overthrown and an unforced error, and now we've got a free draw for 2 for Michelle Armstrong skip from Team Nova Scotia, and
hair loss or same?
looks like they're going to tie it up at the break.
Yes. Exciting game. A skip deuce. This is what I'm going to give it to her, but you still have to make it. You need to be in the 8-foot.
Okay. Same weight's good.
A very well played end by Team Nova Scotia. They made their hits and stays. A nice double from Team Northern Ontario to almost take it away. 2 nice draws, and you can get 2 points.
Sweepers both agreed, little light.
Just top 8. Okay, line's great.
Top 8's good.
It's all you guys. Line's fine. You just need to bite the 8.
I think they're okay here. This looks like it's going to be 2 points on the board for Team Nova Scotia, and we've got a tie game after 4 ends. Going to be a heater of a second half. We'll be back in a few minutes for 5th end action.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on the ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
Don't forget the brooms.
You got it.
Come on up. Okay, what else? What do you got? You got 1, you got 2, you got...
Just one more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
Welcome to the Hardline Curling Show. It's another busy week on the pebbled ice. On this episode, we'll take a closer look at a national championship that's going on this week and talk to a front-end legend who's providing some of the commentary. Plus, we'll get you set for the third Grand Slam of the season. The broom is down, so let's settle into the hack and get started. You touched on it at the top, but what does the support for Everest do for this tournament? They've been involved a few years now. Can you just touch on the support of Everest?
Yeah, I mean, in one word, it's everything. You know, they'll go above and beyond. They'll spare no expense to make sure that every single athlete here, every single fan, every single person involved feels like this is a world-class event. And they wouldn't put their name to it if it wasn't going to be world-class. I know that because I've been involved for a number of years and been around, and so that's a big part of it. And just the vision of curling and grassroots and growing the game, and you know, nothing's out of the realm of possibility when you sit down in a room with the Everest team. And I just love that idea that when somebody says, well, we can't do that, their first question is, well, why not? And if it's because we've never done it, that just makes them want to do it more. So they've, you know, I think it was Dominion Insurance started this and became a great event, and then Everest has just taken it to a whole other level. And I think if you ask the players, because there's multiple players now that are coming back, not year after year, because that's against the rules, but I think if you ask them, they would say this was a great event, now it's the event.
This is it. It all comes down to this rock. The hours in the gym, the weeks away from my family. This is what I've been training for. And all those voices trying to tear me down, I'm here to silence them. We've given everything we have for a chance to get everything we want.
Welcome back to the second half action. Qualification game here in Nova Scotia versus Northern Ontario at the Everest Curling Club Championships. And I think quite fittingly, we have a tie game. Both teams playing relatively well and trading a chance here or there. But at the end of the day, after a nice skips deuce by Team Armstrong from Nova Scotia, we've got Northern Ontario with the hammer tied starting the fifth end. And always interesting as the games get further towards the end, Jennifer, you know, and the pressure ramps up. Even just to watch the body language and to hear the intensity of the line calls and everything else, everything tends to ramp up as we get closer to Sunday. But I think we might be having some technical difficulties. I accidentally unplugged hers because I really am better by myself, so I unplugged her mic. No, I think you're good. So good looking come around here, a little bit heavy maybe, stops just in time. Intern come around, freeze on the button here, try and really narrow down the scoring area for Northern Ontario. Nova Scotia would love, oh, they'd love to steal more than that, but would love to force Northern Ontario to a single point here. Take the hammer into 6 and see if they could generate another 2 points and take control of this game. Flip side, Northern Ontario would love to score 2 here, or a blank would be fine. Good start to the end, both leads with a couple of good shots, and as a front end player, it's almost always better to be light than heavy. Hard to bring rocks back from behind the tee line. So Taylor Sopchuk works at Canada Border Services Agency.
Sweep. Okay.
Probably involved in some interesting things there. Trying to lock this one right on her first one, and looks like she's done a pretty good job of it. A little bit light, but that's a very good spot. Even gets behind that yellow, so that yellow's no longer raisable onto shot rock, and advantage Northern Ontario early. Might be able to make this double, but you got to get awfully close to the guard. Even if you don't make the double, hit and stay. I like the weight choice, just a 10. Abby Miller, lefty in turn. This one's a little bit wide of the target early, trying to make it curl. Will she get a piece of it? Just gonna tick it, I think. Enough to kill it. So not too bad. Looked like it might have been a bit panicky there, but I think you kind of got to go. Gonna peel the guard. There's nothing wrong with this call. Trying to protect the hammer. Maybe thinking I'm not upset with a blank here. If you were trying to get aggressive, you'd play that come around again, but
I'm back.
Yep.
Oh, we missed you. Haven't had any technical issues until you got here, just so you know, this week. Coincidence. You're the professional too. You like the peel there, Jen, or what? I know you wouldn't have done that, but in this situation, what do you think?
You want to play 2-in or this?
I don't mind the peel there. You're okay with a blank. Scoring in 6 is better. You don't want to get into any trouble.
Yeah.
I feel like this is better. Okay.
Tap or yeah.
Yeah. You can run if you want. I mean, yeah, let's come here. I like it.
Just gonna play the freeze. Interesting call. I mean, aggressive. If it's made well, it's a really good shot.
Line's a bit tight. Like it.
See if Abby can lock this one right on the corner.
Line's okay. Line's okay. Should be fine.
Back 8.
Your back 8's too heavy. You got to start curling this then.
Curl, all the way curl.
Line's really good if it slows down for them.
Hard,
Little bump.
It's good.
Pretty good.
Go.
Kind of edge on edge with the top yellow one.
This?
I thought you might try to hit the top stone,
I agree.
make the double, and even if you dead jam it on the yellow, you can still lie first and third. This looks very tough. You're probably going to leave a double in any event.
Most times for sure, and can't overthrow this. Calling for back line, so just need to be just a heavy draw is what they got to be thinking here.
Looking pretty good. It
Close.
needs to curl, but it looks pretty good.
Maybe hit this a hair high and spread the, this isn't going to kill the yellow.
That's okay. I didn't give you too much ice story.
Yeah.
Not a terrible result. Red stays second and third.
Do we guard? I guess.
Oh, I don't think you guard.
Yeah.
On a roll, away.
And hard to hit and stay and not leave a double. So although it wasn't kind of what they wanted,
Guard, Michelle.
I don't like leaving too many red rocks.
There, 2, 3.
We don't have hammer.
I know, but we can hit that after.
thinking about the guard.
Kind of like the guard and go for that after.
But they, you know, they get to shoot too.
We're just on this tee line. 3's fine.
Well, they're gonna guard it.
Just the guard?
Yeah.
Super aggressive call here. I mean, any mistake here, and then Northern Ontario's gonna have a chance to lie 3. Even if the guard is made, you know, there's going to be a double potentially, probably jams, but they're not pushing all their chips in the middle here, but they're going to push some of them. Cannot have this in the rings. This is tight. Can't have this in the rings. Oh, then sweep it by and get around.
You got to get it by.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't think that's necessarily fine. Nose hit looks like you kill 2 of them and be 3 reds to 1 yellow. Has to be made, but see if Barb can hit this right on the nose. Middle one jams, back one goes, top one goes. This one's real tight though.
Just looks like she just didn't quite get out on that one, that hit again. Just was inside from the get-go and...
Whoa, did not jam on the back one. Okay, it doesn't jam, but yellow lies 2, and now if they're gonna guard on the last one, surely they're guarding on this one. It's a better situation to guard.
Gotta be on this side.
So need to guard the top one. Not so worried about the shot rock, but it's that top one that is your target line here.
Mine's okay, little tight.
I got less. 3. Weird. 3.
So see if Julie can take some speed off. Sounds like she has. I want this basically splitting the center line right in the middle of that Everest logo is where I would want it. I don't think that's over curling. That's got to finish. Yeah, I'm not sure that is good. They can chase this, and
again, as long as you get close to the nose, you'll have 3 in the rings.
and sit right on top of shot rock. That needed to curl another almost full rock.
You really needed to guard second shot rock. Leave shot rock exposed, or I guess it's third shot.
See if Barb can make the adjustment here. This one's tight again, though. This is going to be all over the guard. Need to go to roll it off. Nova Scotia dodging a couple of bullets there, I think.
What is second shot? Apologies. Now you gotta still throw that guard, but you gotta make sure you guard second shot rock.
There? I did 331 on that.
So again, right in the middle of the Everest logo.
3 for Michelle, should be okay.
330?
Yeah.
So next door, PEI, as I said, PEI, ladies from PEI woke up a little bit angry this morning. They're up 5-0 going into the 5th end on Team Newfoundland and Labrador. Rolling this week. Quebec up 3-0 on Saskatchewan and got him in trouble again in the 5th end here, and that's an elimination game. Saskatchewan teetering. This has got to curl a mile.
Gotta get it to center.
Gotta curl all the way.
Keep it moving.
Gotta curl.
It did look like quite a bit of ice.
Hard curl,
Hard curl, hard curl. Hard. Keep it going, keep it going. Never off, never off, never off. Never off, never off, never off.
Great sweep.
It was a great sweep and got it to guard the corner, but same idea. The only good news for Nova Scotia is it's later in the end now, so if Northern Ontario is able to hit and stay on top, you can hit the open red one in lie 2
Try to throw normal.
and probably get the force, but it's going to be risky. I mean, any mistake now.
I don't think you can throw this that hard.
What did she call for weight normal?
Yeah.
It's a piece buried. I'm right behind the sheet here, and it's at least an inch buried.
Dead jam it and roll off. Nova Scotia is going to be able to draw on top.
This looks like a hack weight shot to me.
I agree. Or you could try to run the guard back.
Sure. If you really want to make sure you score, that would be good. I think The triple is there, but it probably jams on your back when they hit in lie 2 and you draw the 4-foot for 1. I still like this shot. I think you try and hit and stay close to there, but I agree with you, Jen. If you throw this normal weight, it's most times it's gonna, she's throwing it hard. Trying to make the double across the top.
They're trying to get as much to the nose as they can.
Yeah, that was just almost always gonna happen with that weight. Do they hang around? Okay. So right of the hand, carving it, trying to get it to curl. Dead jams, shot rock.
I think just bumper.
Surprised at this call.
Thought she might draw one in there.
Well, just because they played fairly aggressive all end. But you can make this hit and roll into the 4-foot.
No, I like rolling. No, yeah. No.
Gotta be careful with the roll though. If you roll to a
It works pretty well if we roll a bit under.
roll like half under, and then there might be a double for 2. Right now, if he knows it, there's definitely no double, no shot for 2, and a tricky shot for 1. We'll see what Michelle can come up with here.
You have to stay for sure.
I think she's okay. She's light enough that it's gonna stay. Close to the roll, but not quite. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
We're gonna play the hit and roll here. Rather than like the back, back 8-foot bump on shot rock. I think this makes some sense. There is room to roll in for shot, but it's awfully precise. There's almost room to make this double, Jen.
I thought there might be a double available. You'd have to throw this very hard.
And pretty tight to the guard, but you might be able to kick that out. For 1, for sure it's there. But I think if you hit
I think there's definitely space by the guard, Brent.
half a rock, probably makes it.
Yep.
I think she's just playing, maybe that's what she's playing. I thought it was just a hit and roll
she's
for
playing
1.
the double. Lots of weight.
She needs to curl. She needs to curl. This is going to be a steal of 1 for Nova Scotia. And a well-played end. The aggression pays off. They're going to take a 3-2 lead to the 6th end, and we'll have that action for you right after this.
Don't forget your brooms.
You got it.
Come on up. Okay, well, what do you got? You got 1, you got 2, you got...
Just one more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
What a game we have here at the Everest Curling Club Championship in Barrie. 3-2 Nova Scotia lead after trailing by 2. Take 2, steal 1. It's going to be a great finish, Brent.
It looks that way to me, yeah. We'll see what happens in this ever important 6th end. This one really curling, coming in from wide and a little bit heavy though. Gonna come out the other side of it, but will Nova Scotia keep their foot on the gas? Looks like it. The aggression paid off last end.
Surprised.
Nova Scotia third, Julie McAvoy really was feeling the guard, and they played that guard, slipped into the rings, and things really worked out from there.
Lots of room. We're good. Julie's rock. Line's good. It's Julie's rock.
Yeah, Julie.
Where? Not deep, girls. Not deep.
We're T. Don't want to.
Line looks pretty good to be a freeze on the back one, which isn't a bad secondary call. I think it's probably was a smart first call.
Judge.
Look at where they're taking for ice here, Jen. Outside the rings. Sweepers pick this one up right away, trying to get this one right down on top of Shot Rock, and I think it's close. It needs to curl though. Did they oversweep this? Did they oversweep it? Oh, pretty good. Yellow might still be shot, but
Just didn't quite curl enough.
you can see the difference in ice. That's a foot less ice, and that's just knowing your team. Also, lefty out turn runs generally straighter than a righty in turn.
Line's good.
Top 4. Top 8.
So I would love to see this come down and bump it on the nose, but I don't think it has enough speed for that. I think you gotta go.
Yes, Kathleen. Whoa. Kathleen.
Line's good. They're playing a straight come around, so it needs to slow down a little bit actually, and this is looking real good.
Losing line. Good shot.
Well played. I don't know whose second shot, but this was the call all along. I thought they might try and bump that red one on the nose a little bit, Jen, and stay in front of it, bump your yellow back on the other one. And
Me too, but nice shot.
Kim Beaudry realizes we're in some trouble here. Instead of really junking it up, let's peel this guard and open up the double on the yellows. No problem here. Victoria peeling that one off. So if Northern Ontario got to shoot again right now, there's a nose hit to lie 3. So as much as it's looking good for Nova Scotia, can't make any mistake on these guards.
Where? 3? 3.
So calling for the 3, which is just short of the rings. Looks pretty close. Need to finish it up.
Every inch. Good sweeping.
So it covered a piece of it, but as you can see from that angle, I think you can nose that.
And unfortunately for Nova Scotia, if you were going to miss on the guard, you had to maybe over curl, if anything.
So very big shot here for Victoria. Can she get to the nose with, they called hack weight, but this looks substantially harder than that. This is going to jam on the red even if she hits it at all. Oh, disaster. Uh-oh.
Just threw way too much weight. That was supposed to be hack weight and it ended up being close to
At least board, yeah.
I don't know if this side is the same, but it would be a 35 over here.
And now Nova Scotia with a little jump in their step. Humongous opportunity here. Already up 1, playing the 6th, and guarding 2 that are lined up, already mostly buried, and throwing the second guard. So Northern Ontario going to need third Barb Roy here to come up with something special. They're going to need to make 4 real good shots here to even score this end.
want this in the rings.
Bring it over. Over.
Pretty good.
Good sweeping.
Now you have to play a run back, don't you think, Brent?
Yeah, you're either double peeling
Yeah.
or you're running that back. The double peel, I think, is probably better.
Yeah, I like that. You just have to make some contact with more than one yellow stone.
Need to hit about 3/4, 2/3.
Yep.
Close.
Yeah, hurry!
Need to hold this one. That's never whoa. Oh, it was whoa.
I was gonna say you're wrong.
I'm wrong. It happens. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. Side. I like this side. I like
Now it's perfectly guarded, so you can.
block the job.
I like the high guard now.
Me too.
Same length, okay? Maybe
This one, if it's left half open, will leave them something to run into it and get all the yellows moving.
25 to 30, yep. Same length, okay, too. Okay.
But if it's made perfectly, you could freeze it right on the nose of it, and that would be.
Mine's better.
So they're calling just a 2. That's substantially light from what they were calling, but
No, straight, straight,
this
straight.
is just a guard. I think you just leave this one where it is.
Yeah, it's fine.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's fine.
She's not telling us that you're doing something like that.
Yeah.
Straight back, I assume. That's a lot of ice, but you can't afford to just peel this, I don't think.
No, I thought they might try the double peel again. This is just going to be a straight peel.
Yeah, they're sweeping it like they just want to peel it. I guess that out-turn draw is there for one. You need a big part of the button. Yeah, straight guard for Nova Scotia here and keep the pressure on.
So I gave, yeah. I think a little less. Like it is hanging a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not quite touch center.
Yeah.
She's giving a little less ice, I think.
Even a little less, Julie.
I think that's better. 340?
So got to match the speed with the line you're choosing. So on guards, it's easy to just say any guard, like, you know, high is fine. But if you throw it high versus tight, the line will end up different. So
Yours is going to curl totally different than mine, but I think even a little less. Yeah.
so trying to throw this a tight guard. Yeah, just a 3, as you can hear.
So 340 should be good for a guard.
Yep.
Yeah.
340.
Yeah, a nice 3 would be good too.
Yeah, 340 for a 3.
So Nova Scotia has Northern Ontario in all kinds of trouble here.
Top 8! Yeah, 5.
Top 8. Whoa, that's letting them off the hook.
Top 4! Yeah, we're there. Top 8.
If it's 2, you got to bring it to
Top
the
4. Close up.
Not sure what to do with this. I think you want this to curl. Don't let them nose it.
Over curling.
Curl that. Curl that. If that curls another 2 inches, it would have been quite good. It's not bad. I think there's room to nose it and maybe kill 2 yellows, though, and really change the complexion of this end. I don't see anything else. I think you got to deal with that shooter there, don't you, Jen? The top
Yeah,
one?
I agree. And you don't even need to throw this super hard.
No, normal control, whatever. Just hit it on the nose. I think if you make the double, is there enough space that might drag? The back one might just kind of chisel off the back red, and you might lie first and third.
Yeah.
Looks like they're not looking at the top one, though.
Yeah, that's, they're trying to make this double on the back.
That's going to jam.
Yeah, you need to throw hack weight or even board weight on that top yellow stone and just spread the yellows around and keep your red stone at the top of the forefoot. Full 8, I guess.
not going to be able to save her shooter here either. So best case scenario, Nova Scotia throws a guard on the one top four, comes in and bumps it to the button, and you're really big trouble. Well, let's see what she's got here. Maybe she can make these two go away. It's close. Maybe she can just pick the middle. Close. I'm not sure if she could have done a whole lot better than that.
Curled a little bit more. She might have been able to, but it would have come more straight back and probably jammed on her.
I think that was always going to hit the red one and stay there. And so if you're Nova Scotia here, are you just guarding or are you coming in and bumping that one? Same kind of throw and just sweep it a little bit.
I would bump at.
Yeah. I'm gonna be like in between those almost. Like, I need to be less, but I don't want it to be a higher guard either, right?
I would definitely come in. It's hard to guard both, and right now, Northern Ontario does have a draw with backing to that stone at the back of the forefoot. If you could ever tap your stone to the button, stay right there, it would almost be a guaranteed steal without any risk of it giving up more than one.
Yeah, I don't see anything you could really do to give up, to leave it triple, because where that back four yellow one is, it's going to jam on that red one almost every time.
Top five. Good. 4, 4.
I think it's Kathleen's row.
4, 5.
I think if you leave a hole, there is just a double on the yellows for 2 right now, though, and nobody seems to be really talking about that. This one's coming right in. I think you could sweep this.
This is going to be perfect. It's going to corner freeze.
Might as well lie 3.
You don't want to bounce.
Oh, that's really
perfect. Good. That, if you could place that stone anywhere, that would be the place to place it. And they're just going to give up 1 point here, it looks like. You do have the out-turn draw for 1.
Okay, so what do we just have? We just had both there, right?
So you can hit this almost anywhere with solid weight, and you're going to give up a steal of 1. Top 2 will fly. Double will be made. The back yellow and the back forefoot will be the counter. New Brunswick men have opened up a big lead on Nova Scotia. Back-to-back steals of 2, and they're up 6-1. Trying to punch their ticket into a game to get to a semifinal against, who's waiting for them? Manitoba. We're calling the Manitoba team the Young Guns, Jen. You watched them in Edmonton. They were the team from Manitoba in the West Edmonton Mall. They put on a bit of a clinic last night.
Yeah, they played very well in that national championship and then just kind of fell a little bit flat in the playoffs.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's not me.
It doesn't matter. This is a make, and that's going to be a steal of 1 for Nova Scotia. And they'll take a 4-2 lead to the 7th end. We'll be back to cover the action right after this.
From cash spiels to Grand Slams, club competitions to world championships, there's a lot to keep up with on the pebbled ice. Stay up to date with the Hardline Curling Show, your weekly source for everything curling, with the latest event results, breaking news, interviews with players, executives, and insiders, plus behind-the-scenes access you won't get anywhere else. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube. Make sure you don't miss a thing.
This is it. It all comes down to this rock. The hours in the gym, the weeks away from my family. This is what I've been training for. And all those voices trying to tear me down, I'm here to silence them. We've given everything we have for a chance to get everything we want.
We're back, 7th end action. Nova Scotia with all of the momentum after trailing 2-0 early. Have back-to-back steals here in 5 and 6 and take a 2-point lead to the 7th end. Northern Ontario with the hammer, looking to score a couple of points and maybe tie this game up coming home. Nova Scotia staying with the offense and throwing a center guard on the first one. And come around here from Taylor, a little bit strong. Gonna slide out the back door.
Hey, keep it high, put one here.
So top 12, top 8, right next door. Newfoundland and Labrador on the ladies' side get on the board with a deuce in the 5th, but PEI still leads that 5-2 with the hammer, and Newfoundland and Labrador drawing for their life here. Skips last. PEI up 3, lying 3, but there is a draw that if it's made right, will put some serious pressure on them. But
Really tight, yep. No, line's good. 3. All the way there.
come around here, looks a little bit tight. They did say don't want it too deep because that guard's kind of high. So without saying it, I think Michelle was saying, you know what, Kathleen, if this is double centers, I'm not upset, and that's what they ended up with. Ontario Alberta men's game is 10-4 for Ontario. Just a wild one over there. Steal of 3, couple of 3 balls, a 5. It's all over the map. Ontario looking like they're going to punch their ticket to the semifinals. In the elimination game on the men's side, Quebec up 1 with the hammer, playing the 6th end on BC 4-3. So BC needing to find a spark and keep their week alive. And New Brunswick, I think I already said, but they got a big lead, 6-1 now on Nova Scotia on the men's side. So wall-to-wall action at the Barrie Curling Club. We're bringing it to you on the stream here live. I believe you can watch 3 different games right now on the stream, only 1 with commentary. I'm sure you want to listen to Jen and I, right?
Oh, 1,000%. It doesn't look like a blank here if you're Northern Ontario. I mean, you never know, but with two center guards, I think you're trying to go all in for your 2 or your 3, are you not?
I would be for sure.
This is really curling.
Good looking shot now. We've got our first final. The ladies from Prince Edward Island continue to steamroll the competition, and they just, I believe they won 9-2, at least 8-2 over Newfoundland and Labrador. So they're moving forward. They are going to play Ontario, who won last night, and the winner of Ontario PEI will go to the semifinal. Newfoundland and Labrador will be falling to their last life. No more losses for them if they want to win this thing. This one's out there. This one's really out there. Victoria's already slid to the sideboards thinking, I don't like this. Does just catch enough to chip it out. Seems to be just all kind of Nova Scotia right now.
Yeah, it was kind of started all Northern Ontario. I guess Nova Scotia had some opportunities in that first end, but it really has been all Nova Scotia. Seemed to have a pretty good handle on where to put the broom, the draw weight. As a sweeper, when you hear lots of room, are you really even focused on that, or you just focus more on the speed?
Oh, just the speed, especially, it's been very rare, especially drawing to the center, where if the weight is right, that it undercurls. So
this looks like it might over curl.
I may have mentioned this to you before, but my theory is we talk too much when we sweep, not you and I, we as players. And some of that information is can be distracting, but I've got a brain the size of a pea, so I can't take in too much information.
Sometimes you need a little bit of information.
Yeah, I've only got room for so much.
Well, I think it's bigger than a pea.
Okay, a peanut.
Okay.
So good come around there. And like you said, I think Northern Ontario has to, whether it's a switch of gears or not, they have to realize that probably not going to get a blank here. So we got to try and score a couple. So switching to the freeze.
Look, I was going to say when she put the broom down, it looked like a lot of ice. We've seen this side of the sheet run a lot straighter. And it was almost edge of the rings. And I know this is a little bit heavy, but
not much.
Not heavy enough to. I thought the broom should have been on the edge of the 8 foot, and I don't know if they just forgot that it was straighter on that side.
No hesitation from Michelle here.
Yeah, the other call would be to remove. You are up 2 points. You could play the takeout on the red stone.
This is a better shot. If you can get this buried top 4 foot, really put the pressure on Northern Ontario. Julie McAvoy has made a bunch of big shots this game. Can she come up with another great come around? This looks like it's a little bit tight for line, so he might actually come out the other side here, Jen.
Well, it's Abby's rock if anybody's. It'll over curl.
But right to it.
Right to it's pretty good. That's not bad at all.
Pretty good. Well, I think you have to. Wow, that's a tough draw. I think you have to tap that stone at the top of the 4 foot.
I would like a back 8, back 12.
Spread them
chip
around
it,
a little
even
bit.
leave a pocket. This is kind of all or nothing, and the problem with this shot, even if you make it perfect, I don't even think you're shot rock. Super hard, high risk shot with not a great reward. This needs to curl, but they think it's heavy, so the line's actually tight for what they're calling. They might accidentally get our shot though, Jen. Bounce that one farther.
That's fine. You can use it.
That's not fine, that's really good.
Yeah, there's a double available on those 2 yellow stones.
And now you have a path to the button, more importantly. That was the rock that was blocking your path to the button.
I like this rock, but if you play this, it'll probably jam.
I don't think that matters.
Well, if I'm just a hair inside.
Do you like board? Yeah, just board's good.
Board's good. Okay.
I mean,
Even nose isn't bad.
The nose isn't bad, and you just can't be high side, so board, weight, don't overthrow it. This won't take off, but if you get the weight right, you can hit and roll 1 rock low.
Yeah. Where? How much? Curl.
This is out there. Michelle's concerned, you can hear it in her voice. This is gonna hit the yellow one. Oh no. Disaster. Just kind of the only thing he couldn't do there was miss it wide.
That's why I like throwing a little bit less weight.
Yeah, that's a hack weight shot, I think, a lot of times. And so now, you know, curling's a game of momentum swings. And
All of it. Yep.
so if Barb can come up with a good shot here, not only is 2 a possibility, they're going to have first, second, and 4th shot. And all of that pressure that's been on Northern O is going to swing over to Nova Scotia. But Barb's got to make this. This is not a gimme. This is really tight. Barb's thrown a couple tight in this spot, and this is long gone. Sweepers are doing a good job of holding it, but I just don't think there's any way. So will Nova Scotia play the run? They're going to draw again, eh?
If you could draw in this way, it's lovely. If we come right to it. Well, not really.
Could play the little short run back there, this one into this one, and you'd probably get both those.
The only, I think, probably what they're thinking is if you miss and you just take out your own.
That's bad.
That's very bad, and now you're allowing Team Northern Ontario to hit to lie 3.
But this is our skip, Jen. Like, if you're to skip, you got to be good at curling. In general, but the problem, you have to make this one too. If this is short, which is going to be the tendency, if we're short, we guard ours. That's great, but there is a double here. There to lie 3.
You went back to the thick.
Oh, sorry. I'm not perfect, but I'm getting better. So wants this right into the 4 foot. Really want to lie 2 here. This is a better result. I like this shot.
Line's good. Line's
And no hesitation was a good sign too.
Think it's Abby's
But this is what she wanted to play.
Abby's rock.
Line's getting tight.
Yep, go line. Yep, hard line.
Look tight early. And even if they get it by, it could come out the other side and still leave a double opportunity.
No, we gotta go.
I don't think you want to.
It's buried, but
it is buried, yep.
So there's still a shot, same shot though, to lie two. Could play the double. This is probably easier. Board weight.
Even just a nose is fine.
Yeah, I think nose is quite good. A little flip under though, and then Nova Scotia is gonna have to play something difficult with some risk. I don't think it was an ice problem on Barb's, and that's where you have to have that honest conversation and say, and Barb needs to say, I think I was tight.
She's just not quite getting to the broom, it looks like, on those shots.
Yeah, this side of the sheet does curl. This
is a soft weight shot, though. You want to try to get as much to the nose as you can.
There's room to roll under.
Oh my gosh.
It's not great, but she got it on line, Jen.
Yep.
This is pretty close.
They got to get this by.
Oh!
This is really close.
Girl, you could girl.
She's talking to Team Nova Scotia, having a little bit of a chuckle.
Just ended up too heavy, but pretty damn good recovery. That's not easy to do.
Okay, fair shot. Yeah. Do we just try and come in here?
So you can see, ended up on the line she wanted, but just, made sure she had enough weight when she had that little stumble. And
Where, Abby? Michelle?
Well, this is one where you could throw that run back fairly
now you're
easily.
coming over to my side, are you? This one here?
I liked it. There's just less risk because you have a stone that's buried behind those guards.
I'm going to try and draw right to the button, throw 4 feet more weight. The issue is there's still going to be a double for two, no matter where you are.
We just took like.
So for that reason, I like this one.
Okay.
We need these telestrators at the curling group. I got to tell Nick. Drawing pictures. So final stone for Team Nova Scotia, a chance to at least put some pressure on Northern Ontario and make the deuce difficult.
Lots of room.
Line's good.
Lots of room. Lots of room.
I think line's fine again. A lot of conversation about how lots of room, but if the weight's right.
Full four. Curl. It's T.
Not deep, not
I think it's heavy though. If that was the right weight, that would have been lost in there, but it's a little bit too strong. Does it hang on?
Ooh, I don't know. It's really close.
I think it did. I don't know.
I think we'll have to move that. Huh? Okay. I think we would have to move that in.
So just a draw, heavy draw, move it an inch or two, and chance for two and a tie game coming home. Tendency again on these is generally you think I got to move it, so I throw it too hard. Barb changed the ice there. That's not at all where Kim put it. She put it quite a bit wider than that. But I think that, yeah, I think that's plenty.
Yeah, this is really a back four shot. If you're back 12, it's probably going to run too straight.
You want the sweepers to make this one for you. You just kind of throw the, draw weight on your own. Saying back four, but this is running like it's heavier than that. Need to try and carve it, but just overthrew it, unfortunately. This is going to get all the way to the hack, and it's going to be another steal for Nova Scotia, and the momentum train keeps rolling, and they'll take a 3-point lead to the final end here. We'll be back for 8th end action right after this. Oh, maybe not. Close enough to measure. We'll be back right now. We're going to watch. Because you never know what's going to happen on a measure. First indication from Barb was that they had to move it, but that could have been just to make sure. So you can hear Northern Ontario talking about it. Not quite matching up the speed with the lines they're choosing. A lot of wide and heavy misses on the softer shots. So officials on vacation. The officials do the measuring. Oh, unfortunately, he's all the way over on the other side of the rink. Updates for you. Like I said, PEI ladies beat Newfoundland and Labrador, Quebec, and Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan did get a 3 in the 6 to get back in that 5-3. Not sure. They just finished 7. Quebec looks a lot happier than Saskatchewan, but that's just a guess. BC, steal of 2 in 6 against Quebec to take a 1-point lead to 7. What a massive steal that was. I've never understood why it matters.
Sorry, you turned away from me. I didn't hear what you said.
The officials always ask whose shot like it matters. Just tell me who's closest between these two, please. So we'll have a look. Right on the 4. And doesn't move. So it is a steal for Nova Scotia and a 5-2 lead into the last end.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on the ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
Welcome back to this final in action at the Everest Canadian Curling Club Championship. It has been all Team Nova Scotia in the second half of this game, and they now lead 5-2, so it's going to take a big end from Team Northern Ontario to tie this game up.
It starts with a couple of guards here. Nova Scotia's first one going back 8. That's, almost helpful for Northern Ontario, but get a couple guards up, see if you can get a couple buried, and you never know with the 5-rock rule, considering peeling their own out, and you can.
It just doesn't make it hit and roll. You can hit it out.
I like just drawing one into the forefoot, but this is fine. And then you're going to see another guard from Northern Ontario. And then what are you going to do on your next one if you're Nova Scotia? You still can't peel a guard. So you're going to throw it through. Then you're going to try and draw the forefoot probably. So why not do it now?
Whoa. Really hard, really hard.
Yeah, I would probably just draw one in.
Good sweep.
And just really, and by peeling your own out, you're counting on making all of your shots.
So we're going to go double stack the guards, as we say. Guard the guard. With the theory being eventually we get to go around, they'll peel the top one. Ours will still be buried. We'll go around again. They'll peel the guard, and that's how we can lie 3. So in theory it works, and I said this last night. I don't know how you feel, Jen, but I almost never see that happen that way. And I don't know why, even when the guards are made good. This one's heavy.
I don't go behind it.
I think you're on the guard, and they're both going to stay in the free guard zone. So you got 2 guards, not exactly the way you drew it up, but now I think Nova Scotia is going to draw.
Kind of like this.
Yeah. So for that reason, I think maybe draw on the last one, but that's fine. Important to not be behind the tee line and not be short here. You don't want to throw any guards for your opposition when you're up 3.
Yeah, anywhere from top 8 to full 4. Top button is pretty good.
Line's good. Switch.
One thing I also notice, and I mean I notice in all levels of curling, is just switching back and forth so often from curl to straight.
That usually means it's close.
Yeah. And this is going to be a little bit heavy. I wouldn't bring it back. I don't know why you sweep this further back.
15 flat.
Ice is fabulous. It's just, this is exactly the kind of ice you want to curl on.
Yeah, especially we're in a curling club and people always talk about arena ice, right? And it is a little bit different, but this is very similar, you know, looking from up here to what the arena ice looks like. And Scott Foster, who's come in to help out, is one of the best ice makers, not just in Ontario, but probably anywhere in the world.
Yeah, and you and I practice here. This used to be the club that we practice at all the time, and the ice was always very good, but it's turned up a level here.
Yeah, I would agree. And in talking with Brian, the ice maker, he's, you know, feels lucky to have Scott here, pick his brain and learning some things about the building. And it's like anything, like a superintendent. You can be a great superintendent, but you can always learn from another one.
Heel. Okay.
So time to rip some guards. Chance to get a couple here. And
yeah, and Team Northern Ontario is in desperate need of points.
This is thick and heading for the back one. Okay, didn't jam it at least. That was almost a full disaster. If they do a little bit better, actually they were carving it, so carved it so that it didn't jam on the back. So a chance here for Northern Ontario. I mean, 3 guards. Get one in there. I don't even mind if this is back 8.
It's a little more, eh?
Yeah, you need room for a few.
That's fine. Copy. Got a curl. Tee.
Might want to get this one curling a little and get it back there. Line's pretty good. I would sweep this. You don't have to worry about them freezing. I know they want it in front of the tee line, but I don't. Pretty good. Would love to see them sweep that a little bit.
Do you want to play the peel? The run peel?
I think you're still hitting.
Like this?
I think you still want to hit that into that.
Or you can
But
the fear is that if it jams, that redstone in the middle may jam on the outside red and roll
might roll
into the ring.
here. Yeah.
I'm going to give you room back here.
This one, though, if you don't make contact on shot rock, you're going to leave it buried, and they're going to come around again. So
Yeah, I think you have to make contact with the yellow stone.
could play the tick-tick, but again, a red one might end up in the house. So see if Julie can just make this red-red double, and then
Whoa, curl.
it's close, but I think it's a little thin.
Ah, so close. Nice throw.
So now you see the challenge. Is Northern Ontario going to go around the center again? I think that's the easiest come around. So drawing to lie 2 buried, needing 3 to keep this game alive, and we have action, Jennifer. So Barb with a big chance here. See if she can follow Victoria's draw down there right onto the face of it.
Lots of room. Lots of room. Got a curl.
Yeah, and this needs to get buried. The
Might want to
sweepers
sweep this by. Sweep it by, bury it behind it. Sweep it by.
I think they heard us, but they didn't.
They carved it into it, though.
A little heavy, that's all.
Gonna get a chance to do it again, though, because that actually chipped it more buried, and
Just buffered out here, Julie.
Nova Scotia's gonna deal with the open one, so Barb's gonna get a chance to make it on her next one and lie the 2 buried. 3 still very much a possibility here.
Curl.
she just said bumper like she wants to stick around, which I don't mind, but this has got to curl and hit it.
She's made contact.
Oh boy, we got action now.
All good.
Hi, Julie. It's okay.
Okay, so a little bit less.
So this one, if it goes right to the face of the one, you can see that one just slides by on the wide side. So if Barb can just take a little bit of speed off and freeze right on the button, what is Nova Scotia going to do? Because not only would 3 be possible, 4 is alive. If she hits the open one and they freeze again. Line's good if weight's good. Can't be heavy. She's heavy again. Needs to slow down. A little bit lighter. Not bad. Not bad. So what do you do, Jen?
You got to play hack weight.
Can't leave those 2 buried, can you?
No, I mean, we'd probably play a run back.
But I'm thinking we just play like hack weight and we try and get nose and just tap theirs out.
It's not going to look good from the hack, especially for a lefty. It's going to be mostly buried. And this is nervous times for Team Nova Scotia.
Thinking we just play like hack weight and try and get the nose and just tap theirs.
Maybe even, do you ever freeze? I know it seems crazy, but just draw one in there is easier.
Just right? Line's most important here.
Line is most important.
I think you do freeze.
But that's got to look like she can only see about a third of that. And if you, she's saying just hack, so if you don't kill it, ooh. Michelle Armstrong trying to save this game for Team Nova Scotia. Felt like they had it won. Got to go to get this by the guard. It's close. Can they hold it?
It's by, I think.
Oh, what a shot. Game saver.
That is the game. I mean, it's not over yet, but that is a massive shot. What a sweep from the front end.
She's smiling. She knows it. That went through the guard, as they say, but to stay there like that yellow is so difficult to remove now. They're not even going to deal with it at all. We're going to try and make 3 in the 4-foot, play this wide draw. This is a difficult draw to even get second shot.
Maybe they're thinking they have the angle raised on the red on her last if you load up the house.
Sure. Yeah, I guess if this is anywhere in the rings, Nova Scotia's going to have to play a draw of some sort and leave 3 red ones in the house. I guess she could maybe hit this back one, but
No, we gotta move. We gotta move.
we'll see if
Curl it. Let's go.
Skip Kim Beaudry can. Oh, she's drawn through the hole. Okay, I missed the call. I thought she was going wide. This is close. Get off that guard. Like you said, though, it's in the rings. 3 reds in the rings. I think if Nova Scotia just makes this one go away.
And it's just that angle slash, which
just an 11.
Just have to play it light, like a heavy hack, and into the back side of it. And
Just gonna throw bumper. It was really straight here for Julie's. She had a good throw.
She threw a 10-5 though.
Oh, I must have timed something else. I got an 11 something, but maybe that was something else's time.
I hate to say it out loud, Jen, but this rock is going to travel, you know, within the vicinity of picking that yellow one.
yeah, it's hard. It's a one that you're trying to throw to make, but
Yeah, but like, yeah.
you really can't take your own out.
Here we go. What Nova Scotia hopes is their final rock in this victory, but needs to make this back one go away. Weight looks good enough that that's going to come up all day. They might be over curling it.
Looks really good, and she's going to stay, which
What a
will
great
even,
shot.
yeah, and that will do it.
That's ball game.
I don't see anything for Team Northern Ontario where you can remove both those yellows and count 3.
We can try that, but I don't think it's there. You guys see anything? I thought someone fell.
Tick double. Never save the shooter. Never get that top one out. If you do. That's the only thing that's even close to there, though.
And that will be it.
Big win for Team Nova Scotia, punching their ticket into the semifinals in Northern Ontario, falling into the last chance, half of the championship draw here. And great game, non-stop action. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brent Lang on behalf of myself and Jennifer Jones. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later. I don't think Jen's going to be around, but she's unpredictable. You never know.